Howdy, welcome to Code Space. Basically, this video will be delving into database management studio, different types. We're going to be looking at managing a Postgres database using PHP pgadmin, managing a MySQL database using PHP myadmin, and then looking at an SQLite browser, um, and then for managing SQLite, and then finally management studio, SQL management studio for managing Microsoft SQL Server. So basically, what we're going to be doing is using the cPanel for PHP pgadmin and PHP myadmin. So basically, this will be a hosted environment where you have access to the cPanel, and in most of the cases, since PHP pgadmin and PHP myadmin is just going to be on web environment. These are going to be hosted environment. If you are to then simulate a developer environment on your machine, the principles are the same. So in this case, we're just going to delve into creation of the Postgres database in just click Postgres databases on the on the cPanel. You can then create this code space database, and then you can get to create the database. So basically, that's done. That's just basically the process of creating the database. Now we may need to create a corresponding user. We may need to create a corresponding user that we'll use to access this database. So here, called space user, and then you can select a password of your choice. Then you create a user. Okay, so the passwords have to match. And then you create the user. Okay, already exists. Okay, let's just create different user. Okay, I can just say space user, and then teach take. Okay, whatever password that you want, then choose your password. It must have a certain level of strength, and then you create the user. So after creation of the user, you can then actually add a user. Like in this case, let's space user. You then just add. So I've added the created user to the code space database. So basically now we can now go to the control panel, proceed to control panel, and then we get to use PHP pgadmin to actually go and do more operations on the state database. So here you can look at I think on the schema there are no tables. Click on the tables, you get to create a table. Let's say in this case you may just want TB user users, and how many columns you want. 5 columns. You can just say table for users, and next. So here the serial is just an auto incremental. I think different terms, if there are different terms but in the case of Postgres, the serial data type is just a incremental. You can then, it's a user ID, I can just say it's not null, make it a primary key, which makes that row unique. No other row can then have a similar value. Here you can then say first name. You can then say okay, it's character. Where you then say okay, the length here is 50, and then last name, character again, character varying, the length as well, 50. Um, you're gonna have username, um, character varying, 50 again. Then you can actually say active. This can actually just be either active or not. And one can then put in comments and have default values here, and with that information will be sufficient to actually get to create the table. Yeah. So basically, the table is then created. Table user, which has those given columns, and currently, obviously, it does not have then there are currently no rows. So one can then insert. In this case, one can then insert. Could just write page. Um, page rooms and and stuff to setting. So if you then say after inserting, you could actually then go to that table and just do a simple select or just a simple browse. You could see that there's that one row. So basically, that's your and you can then do other operations using PG admin. That's basically even another, okay, you're refreshing, or even another insert. You can then you can insert again the term. Look at okay, so basically, if you then just do even a simple select, okay, simple browse select is more just browsing. Okay, so those are like basically the basics in terms of PG PHP PG admin. So moving on now to PHP admin for managing